So we are on the road buying again today. I'm currently in Leicester visiting my friend and fellow YouTuber Chris
Hi there,
Slix.
guys.
So we've come to buy one of Chris Slix's unfinished projects, yeah? Currently at your unit.
We are.
Which is a super impressive unit.
Thank you.
I want to talk to you about your story, your background, and then we're going to end it on this project car.
The car which I couldn't finish.
Cool, so go on, I'll let you lead the way.
When I got the place, I was like, I wanted to try and keep it like as much of a studio as possible, but it's just all gone to pot. Like, I wanted to.
It's nice. You've got your tools at the back there. You've got, even the lighting's really nice. So you've just recently moved this unit, haven't you?
Yeah, so like 2-3 months ago, got it, and then kitted it all out as best as I could before moving in and getting started, and then all hell broke loose as soon as I came in, really.
Fair play, man. So your journey as a YouTuber, how long ago did you start?
3 years, I want to say, was when I first started making videos.
You're obviously a car guy, you was detailing before, weren't you? So you still got your detailing van?
That's what I did at the start, is like running my business, similar to what you're doing, and then making videos off what I'm doing on my business. So I did that for a year, and then went and bought a car and started working on cars on there. So it was detailing videos first, then to building cars.
Right. What was your first car?
The first car on the channel properly was a Nissan 350Z. So it's the highest mileage Nissan 350Z. Bought it from basically a prison, and then got it back. Made it a bit worse, then made it even worse by chopping it up, wide body kit, painting it luminous yellow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you've done that yourself from your driveway? Well, it was in your garage,
in my garage
at
home,
house.
yeah.
So from there, obviously you're obviously friends with Matt Armstrong?
Yep.
Are you friends like from kids?
No. So I know him through Liam, who is his a mutual best mate. So I went to school with Liam, and then Matt BMX with Liam. So we kind of
wicked.
Knew of each other, but weren't close mates. But then I suppose cars and things like that.
You had a lot in common.
Yeah, definitely.
That's wicked, isn't it? So obviously you would have worked alongside him, saw what he's doing, and maybe.
I think he's just inspired. I think everyone watches his videos and finds it inspiring, and then I started doing more with his stuff and helping out there, and I was like, you know what, why not give it a go? And I'm sure loads of people watch his videos and think exactly the same thing, and hopefully mine as well. And did exactly that, yeah.
It's fascinating, some of the stuff you're doing, and we'll get to that shortly, the X3M, it was a massive project, wasn't it?
That was huge, absolutely huge, and especially at the time when I hadn't really got any experience in that sort of repair at all, so just bought it and hoping for the best, basically.
And this is what you guys are proving time and time again. You see these thumbnails of your initial purchases, you and Matt, you're buying these cars and they look an absolute wreck, and we're going to get onto this Porsche shortly. They look like that they're never going to see the light of day again, but you're buying these cars, you're saving them, which is, it's fun, it's what everyone wants to see, like, petrol heads want to see, we want to see you saving these cars, getting them back on the road, but then you're filming the whole process, and they're making incredible cars at the end of it. Like that, again, it's a prime example.
I love that car to bits. It's like the perfect daily driver.
It's a wicked car.
It's perfect.
Well, we went Santa Pod, didn't we, back in the summer?
Yeah,
and
absolutely smoked you.
I know. I was in the R8 and...
You got conned.
Yeah, I was like there and it was an embarrassment. Well, we knew it was going to go that way anyway, but it would have been nice if I just got somewhere near. So, supercharged. Hold on, so go back to the Nissan 350Z.
Yep.
What was your next car? So you've done that, it obviously went well on YouTube.
Right, so we had Nissan 350Z was the first one. It was like videos on that every single week, so it was like little rubbish videos because you're not making any money off the channel really. You've got to just I was working to then reinvest all the money back into the channel. So I was doing like a week of detailing. Right, I've got enough to buy a part, go and put it on the Nissan, film it, and then do that again and again and again. So it was a video of fitting wheels, a video of fitting suspension, so all these little bits.
Separate videos.
It took quite a long time to get through it, so it probably took about 6 months start to finish on that project.
Yeah.
Then sold that after we'd done a trip to Monaco, and then got a BMW 1 Series, a 82 135i. That got a 1M kit, and then in the middle of doing that, the business started doing a bit better and went and bought a crashed V8 Vantage as well. So
you've got the wheel on the floor over there.
That's the one, hey. So that was the first crashed car, which it was never my intention to do crash cars. I was talking to Matt at the time, and it's like, oh, why don't you? Like, what have you got to lose? It gives you more to film. It's hopefully saves you money actually on the car itself. And gives you more to film on it. So it sort of just made sense. And then, it all goes from there. So then it was, what was after the Vantage? There was an Audi TTS, Jaguar F-Type SVR.
I remember that as well.
Yeah, that was a beast as well, that was. What else have we done? Hyundai i30N.
The Hyundai i30N, that was a big one, wasn't it? It's got a wide body on it as well.
Still got that.
That's a cool car.
And then, I can't remember now, it just goes so quick, doesn't it? Yeah.
You've done a lot of cars in that short space of time though, haven't you?
I've got to be on about 12 now, I think. 12,
really?
12 cars in 2 years, which doesn't sound like a lot really. If it was a business, I wouldn't make any money.
No, but luckily for viewers, it's prime, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
So you moved into this unit 3 months ago. There was that as well, which you supercharged.
Yeah,
That's a beast. You love that car, don't you?
It's so good. It's so good because I think my one gripe with the E92 is that it's still got like they're as slow as an old car, but they just sound amazing.
Yeah.
And then like the interior's let them down a little bit, and I've just kind of addressed all of those problems on that car, so it still looks like as cool as a older car, but it's as fast as like a stage 2 M4.
Yeah.
With a supercharged like 600 brake. And then we put like M4 seats inside, we put like an Apple CarPlay system in it, Alcantara trim the dash, all the carbon bits. And then on top of that, I didn't realise it when I bought it from the auction, it's a individual colour, it's ruby black.
Oh, right.
So it's like one of 50 ruby blacks and then one of 15 competition ruby blacks.
So it's a proper rare car from that point of view.
Yeah, it is. And I didn't even realise it when I bought it. I just liked it, and then it just turned out it was better than I thought.
Oh my God, that is like a dream spec M3, isn't it? Obviously, I love M3s. I'm a proper BMW guy.
I mean, if it was my dream spec, it'd be blue, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%. All my cars have been blue, really.
I love the gold wheels. M4 seats were nice touch as well. So what's your plan with this?
Never sell it.
I was going to say, you said this before. Are you actually going to keep this?
Actually going to keep it, because if I wanted to replace it without building it again,
yeah,
I'd have to spend like 35 grand to get it, I reckon.
Really?
To get a non-categorised one that had been done to that,
so that's
that
like,
level.
Yeah, fair play, man. So that's like your baby.
The only downside to this car's mileage is like 130,000 miles. We've done all the maintenance stuff, so we've done all the rod bearings, done the throttle actuators.
Let me just pause it there a sec. Guys, we've got a slight technical hitch. So my beloved cameraman Amar, every now and then decides that he doesn't want to hit record, or sometimes forgets to plug in the mic, and sometimes just randomly unplugs the mic as well. Even despite me saying, Amar...
You recording? We've got sound waves. We've got a red flashing light.
So for the next minute or so, there is some audio issues, which I feel adds a bit of character to the video, which we've covered with subtitle text and or voiceovers. Normal mic audio will resume shortly when Amar remembers to plug the mic back in.
Being this guy, yeah, in your van, you've got a caddy van, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're out and about in your caddy van, you're a detailer, you obviously love cars, you're cleaning people's pride and joy. For you to now be in this unit, stood here with like your dream spec M3 with the X3M, Alpha, these are all incredible cars.
I know.
You're a petrol head, you love cars, but these are all unreachable, and I suppose thanks to your hard work and to YouTube, you own these cars, it must feel amazing.
Yeah, it's such a strange sensation, because like, especially like, to not just have like one and okay, if I really want that, I've got to sell that. It's kind of like that sort of paid for itself. So I'm like,
I can afford to
could
keep it.
sort of keep it. It just feels so, it's so strange. It's such a strange thing.
This is extreme. This just goes to show you that anything can be repaired. So is that the crash front end there? Yeah, so that's how it was. The lamppost basically hit here, so kind of around the passenger wheel area. So it damaged the passenger wheel and wiped everything out there. Luckily, everything else in the car was really nice. So when you saw this car initially...
I look at cars and think that's a great car for the channel for content. You must look at it like it's an opportunity as well, but also you think, I've got to fix this car. This is going to be a headache. To look at that now, attached to it's a GT4 as well, isn't it?
Yeah, GT4. I don't know, what are these worth, like 60? It's about 60.
They are, yeah.
I just think now, like, I think the Alpha was a little bit too easy. And I just like the challenge, I like pushing myself.
Well done, man. Love that.
I kind of came off that and I was like, we literally finished it in 3 videos, so it's good, but then also at the same time, it's not paid for itself because it's happened so quick.
So
the more work there is, sort of the better, and also the more hardship there is as well. People love watching you suffer, so.
Yeah. Going back to that headache thumbnail, the initial thumbnail, it needs to look as dramatic as possible, doesn't it?
100%. This didn't even need any work to make it look dramatic, it was just dramatic.
It was literally a dramatic car. So only 3 videos on that car, it was a front end, wasn't it, on that car?
Yeah, so it was a front end, rear quarter damage, super cheap, it was 15 grand, which I think one of these is like nuts really. It's like a, what do you say, 35 grand car?
Yeah.
Like that. Then managed to pick up a replacement front end for it, which Alpha quoted something like 11 grand, and that wasn't even all the bits.
Because they're carbon, aren't they? Carbon bonnet.
I've got a spare bonnet there for it as well.
Is that damaged?
No, this one's all right. So I got a complete front end, and this was just spare now.
Oh,
so it literally weighs nothing.
Wow.
So a full genuine carbon bonnet. I think that was like 3.5 grand or something from Alpha. And that's what I paid for everything. So 2 wings, 2 headlights, bumper, splitter, bonnet, under trays, arch liners, rad packs, everything.
So literally you bought everything.
Yeah, so that literally transformed it in terms of like making sense to fix. Because without that, it'd have been, well, it'd have cost me the same as before I even painted it, what it'd cost to go and buy one anyway.
Yeah, of course. So I don't owe you too much money at all then, considering
I think it owes me about 21.
Oh, right.
Which-
And obviously you've done all the work yourself, so.
Yeah, apart from the paint. Apart from the paint and pulling the rear quarter, but that's included in that price. So.
And it's since been wrapped as well.
Yes, so this was done while I was on holiday by Vehicle Wraps Yorkshire, who, it was white originally, and they've wrapped everything, door shuts, bodywork, in this really nice green. Because really, if I was speccing a brand new one, I would have got it green.
It looks wicked, yeah, green's a good colour.
Yeah.
And even the gold wheels, they're a nice touch as well.
Yeah.
But again, like you say, it's a cool car, but it's another amazing car, adding it to your collection now, like what a wicked
This
addition.
is where this one was a problem for me, because it falls bang in the middle of the X3M and the M3.
Yeah, literally.
Literally bang in the middle. It's like, do I need those 3 cars, and which one would you get rid of out of the 3? It's like, this one sort of falls in the firing line because it doesn't have as much space in it as the X3M, so it doesn't make as good daily driving, doesn't sound as good, or do M3 stuff as good as the M3.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like if I was to get rid of, if I was to get rid of 2 of them and have to keep 1, it'd be this one. But if I get to keep 2, it'd be them 2.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because this kind of does the purpose of all 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, them 2, they're sort of polar opposites in comparison, aren't
Yeah.
they? This is the dilemma you've got, ain't you? Because you just want to keep moving.
It sounds like I'm making a drama out of something really,
Yeah.
first world problem. But honestly, it's hard to.
It genuinely
when you
is.
get so attached to them, especially after doing all the work and taking the risk buying them and going through all that stuff, it's hard not to.
I think that's quite a nice side of you, though. The fact you say that a lot, that you do get attached to them. I think that's not, as petrol heads, we all love cars.
Yeah.
We gel with our cars. Me as a dealer, I've got to keep selling all the time. And I've become sort of...
Yeah, the problem is that I think it would benefit the channel so much if I wasn't that way.
Yeah.
So it's like, which one do you do?
Yeah, what's more
it's
important?
so hard to pick. Yeah, it's so hard to pick.
Cool, so let's go back to the Porsche. You've cut the front end off.
Yep.
You've now bought a whole new front end from Porsche.
Yep, which is at the moment just dropped into place, so it's not attached by anything apart from just being dropped on. But
That's amazing.
yeah, it's, I'm looking forward to seeing it done. But I'm glad with this car the engine's in the back, because if it wasn't, there'd be so much more stuff wiped out. Where
yeah,
at the moment,
yeah.
I think it's the stuff that isn't damaged is like, or is damaged, sorry, is like all the arms on this side, some wiring, like the ABS module and a few brake lines. There's nothing actually too crazy that
that's
needs to be
good.
replaced. It's just like mainly this. So if the engine was in the front, it'd have just wiped out so much other stuff. You probably have to replace the engine. to be honest.
Yeah, definitely, because of the way that was damaged.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
But maybe that's the next one. New engine, new front end, new body, new everything.
But I suppose it's just a matter of what comes your way at the time, isn't it?
Right car, right time, right money.
But for now is the focus the Porsche.
It's
Or
gotta be, yeah, it's
Are
the
you
only
on
one that's-
are you on the hunt for something else though?
I can't really afford something else.
Really?
Yeah, so no, I need to get rid of a car. Getting rid of a car is, or maybe 2.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're gonna have to, aren't you? Even space has already become a problem.
100%.
By those things.
100%. It would be a lot easier when I've got the ramps, so I can store 2 over there.
Of course.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. Cool. So let's get to the subject at hand, which is the car that's not currently in this unit that I'm here to maybe do a deal with you with.
Okay.
Let's do that. So, Chris,
Yes,
Seat Arosa.
it is a certified beast.
This is jokes, man. So I put a thing on my Insta story a few weeks ago. I think I just said I wanted to buy something interesting, didn't I?
Yeah, this is interesting.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
There's such an uncommon car, and this is your first project car.
This is the car that made me go and buy a Halfords toolkit.
Really?
Yeah, so I started pulling it apart with like what I had lying around, and it's like, I've not got enough here. Went to Halfords when I was living, well, I wasn't living far from me at the time, bought a Halfords toolkit, and that got me by for probably 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair play. So you bought this car as a stock car?
Didn't even buy it.
Really?
Yeah, I got it for free.
Oh my god.
So at the time it was rotting on a driveway, basically doing nothing. And I was like, well, wouldn't have made sense to put it back on the road, like the clutch were gone. It's all these little issues, basically scrap. And I was like, well, kind of want a track car, that would be quite a cool thing to do it with. And just got well carried away.
Really? Oh my, because you're into track racing as well, aren't you?
I'd like to be more.
Really?
I'd like to be more, yeah, I'd never get the time to do it. That's kind of the idea behind this, is to get out on track more.
Oh, wicked.
And so, yeah, this was originally what the intention was for this, and it just sort of got done, but took so long to get done, I kind of fell out of love with it.
Okay, so you didn't film any of the journey on this. This is before Chris Slix was Chris Slix.
I've got photos.
Okay, cool.
So I can show you kind of the photos and stuff. But yeah, this is before, Chris Slix channel was before I was even making YouTube videos at all. So.
That is amazing. So obviously straight away you can see it's got buckets, it's got a different steering wheel, it's got a little lift on the bonnet there.
Yeah.
It started off life as a 1 litre.
A 1 litre.
Three cylinder, is it?
I don't actually know.
I think they actually are, aren't they?
I don't know.
It might be 3 or 4. Pretty sure
I think it might have been 4.
Oh, okay.
It might have been 4. But I might be wrong.
It started off life as a 1 litre anyway.
It was a 1 litre. It was slow, it was painful. But,
and now?
It's not that anymore. Now when I look back at this, like, I still feel uncomfortable doing this job now.
Really?
Yeah, like it's a big job to do, like it'd take me a long time, so it's like it's still pretty mental.
It's a lot of work, I can see straight away, like that is crazy. So yeah, going back, I put it on my Insta story and then Chris reached out and said, Cal, we've got something for you, you're not going to be ready for this. So I put the video up on screen now and I was like, what is that? But then when he opened the bonnet, underneath the bonnet we've got a 1.8T like that.
180, yeah, which is kind of half forged, so rods, exhaust valve, so it should be good in theory up to about 500 horsepower.
Wow.
Internals wise, then Garrett GT 2871R.
That is a big turbo.
That's a big turbo, probably a bit too big for it, if I'm being
Is it?
a little bit too.
So you built the engine on this yourself?
Me and my mate Jim, yeah, he was helping me out doing it. Like I knew nothing. He was a bit more mechanically minded, so he was like helping me through it, like what to order, what to buy, what we need to do, how we're going to do it, and then kind of both went at it together really.
That is wicked. So you pulled out the 1 litre engine, scrapped that.
Yeah.
Did you buy this engine from somewhere else?
Yeah, I think it was just a breakers down the road or something, like 200 quid the engine was, but then pumped so much money into it, it's almost stupid.
Must have cost a fortune, which is actually a shame that you didn't get the opportunity to film it. I know you got photos.
I know. It's at the same time, I think it's one of those projects that wouldn't work on YouTube because it took that long to do.
Yeah.
So I don't think people lose interest basically. If you're going to do something like this, you need to get it smashed out like 4 or 5 videos, not
over
2 years.
Yeah, of course. So the motive was you wanted to make a track car, right?
Yeah.
So engine, so power wise, that's amazing. We want to do a power to weight check as well, don't we?
We'll do that later.
Because you said there's a weigh bridge outside.
There is.
So we can weigh the car.
Weighs, we know it makes 360 horsepower.
Really? So it's currently 360.
Yeah. So I've got no idea what I think they weigh less than a ton standard. I don't know if it's going to be heavier or lighter than standard, but it's not got much left of the original interior. So.
Nah, it's well stripped out.
Yeah, and it's got like even bits that you didn't think to do. So we've got like Lupo GTI doors on it, which are made out of aluminium rather than steel. So it saves weight there. We do like a bunch of other little bits which are going to put weight down. So
and then going back to the mods to make it a track car.
Yep.
Suspension, brakes, diff.
Yeah. So we've got a wave track diff, a billet lightweight flywheel. Wave track diff, billet lightweight flywheel, 6 paddle clutch I think it was. Then the suspension is custom spring rates for this car, so to take into account for the weight of the engine, so it's not just 1 litre suspension that's been it's been suited to this engine swap. But literally everything I could have done to it, I think I've done.
And then money wise, it must owe you a fortune, surely.
I don't even want to talk about it. It's so bad, it's so stupid. It's so stupid, like, especially when you get things wrong, which you do when you're building something like this. It's trial and error. Like we tried 2 different turbos before this setup, and it wouldn't fit. So the money from that, it's just obviously you can sell it on and stuff like that, but
you lose money.
The total spend is over 20 grand.
Really? Oh man! On a car that you were given that was at the end of its life.
Yeah, and potentially going to sell for nowhere near that and doing next to no miles.
Let's talk about before we go into the deal, right? What's your initial asking price was how much? How much did you initially want to get for this car?
Originally when I built it, if I was to sell it, I would have wanted 8 grand.
Okay.
And it sat around for a while. I haven't really tried to advertise it because I know it needs tightened up a bit. Like I'm not stupid. It's not perfect.
Okay.
Like there's going to be some bits that someone will find if you took it to Will at VRS, he'll pick it to bits. He'll say that's
he's going to go mental.
I can't wait to see it. There'll be so many things like that. Oh, that's dangerous. This isn't like, you know what I mean? You know what he's like. He likes things to be perfect.
He's a perfectionist.
He is, yeah. And like at the time, it's not possible for me to achieve perfection because tools, skills, all this stuff.
Knowledge.
Like yeah, knowledge. And it's knowing what's the right thing to do, what's the wrong thing to do, and how you can get around these problems. So some bits will need probably re-engineering to make it.
Correct.
Yeah, technically correct, but it is a working, functioning, taxable, MOT-able car which you could take out on track.
Wicked. Okay, so let's quickly do the usual stuff we do in a video. We're going to do a car vertical. Obviously, they're sponsored by my channel. I will link them in the description below. Use my code CTD to get a discount. This car, on top of everything, so this non-running end-of-life free car that you got given, it's also, just a quick screen recording, it's salvage as well, which it has to be. It's a Chris Slix.
I know, yeah.
It's got to be salvage.
This is where it all started. Who knew that that's the way it would go?
So it's not just a cheap bloody Seat Arosa. It's actually, what is it? Here we go, Cat C. Cat C, back in 2009. So
That 15 years ago.
that was well before you bought it, of course, yeah. But yeah, I don't think it's part of the character of the car.
Here's my mentality with that. If it was a standard car and it was a Cat C, it's, well, even a standard car is basically worth nothing now, one of these, especially the condition it was in. A Cat C one, it basically makes no difference.
It's
just the shell.
It's just a shell. You're basically buying the parts.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, in fact, let's look at that, because on Auto Trader, there is 8 Seat Arosas currently available, and the cheapest one has 101,000 miles. It's a 1.4.
Oh, nice. That's a pre-facelift.
Oh wow, so yours is, oh, of course it is.
But I don't know if that makes it more expensive or not.
Might make it a bit more of a gem, but that's the cheapest one on there, 1,250 quid. So it's still quite valuable.
Do you know what's funny? I've actually bought another one of these before.
Really?
Red one, off of me. 20 quid.
£20 for a
20
car.
quid, yeah. That's good.
So before we agree and think, we've got to go for driving it, haven't we?
You need to experience it, because until you do, like, it just looks like a shed.
Yeah, yeah, it does. And I'm also thinking about, I know it'd be fun, but me fitting inside that car in them bloody seats.
That's going to be even more fun.
Cool. Let's get it fired up and get out on the road.
Right, Gordon,
You tell me what you want, and I'll do that.
I want you to show the world how we start the engine, mate.
Okay.
'Cause we've got to let it get warmed up first before we take it out for a drive.
Right.
Yeah.
Starting procedure. Key required. There's only one of them.
Okay.
In the ignition, main kill switch.
Yeah.
So that obviously gives you all your power and everything. Then you've got 3 switches here. This one's ignition, fuel pump, and then your fan. So that one doesn't need to be on to start it, but you want to run it afterwards. So there's your ignition, your fuel pumps,
Blimey.
and then starter up.
It starts well though, doesn't it?
Starts well, yeah.
On the button, mate.
On the button, literally on the
Wicked.
button.
So we're going to let it get warm for a sec, and then
Yep.
we'll cut to the drive out of the unit.
Sounds good to me. Ready to rock?
I'm in the driver's seat, yeah?
Do you want me to drive first, give you the rundown, then swap over?
I don't think we need to do that.
Okay.
Let's just do it. I don't need to. There's nothing I need to know, is there? Oh my god, man! Oh my! This is ridiculous. Do you know what?
Go on.
My arse is actually too wide to fit in the seat.
It's a big batty gap. There you go.
I'm not even joking. I actually can't sit in it.
Bit of a game changer, that, isn't it?
Oh my god, Amar, you're definitely gonna have to drive this home. Ah, what? Yeah, that's silly, isn't it? The things we do for social media. Oh my god, what are these seats all about?
They're built for a small man like me.
This is ridiculous.
We're not all 6 foot something.
I have to sit sideways, and I'm not even exaggerating this for the video, guys. I can't fit in this car. I don't know how I'm gonna get it home.
Have I got a different seat? I don't think I have.
This is definitely one of the most random things that
Mate, honestly,
I've considered buying.
it's probably one of the most stupid things I've ever done in my life too.
On the same page as far as that.
I could have literally bought like what at the time was my like dream car, like an M2 or something, what I spent on this.
Yeah, you could have done. I'm not a good passenger, remember that, yeah?
Cool.
But
It's the top of 4, that's where it's best.
yeah, I believe you.
It's okay, I'll prove it.
So, how long you had this car for?
It's got to be 6 years now, I want to say.
You've had it a long time then, haven't you?
Yeah. It's definitely the best now it's ever been.
Do you know what? It does. I know I'm sort of putting it down. It does seem to be pretty good. Like, it starts on the button, engine sounds sweet. You said earlier about you've built it to be a track car. I noticed you've got the fuel lines down here as well, and you know, but that's all that's the important side of a track building a track car, isn't it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be just banged around the track. That was all. It was never even going to be road legal.
Really?
Yeah, but then I just decided what's a set of headlights.
And you've just MOT'd it as well.
Just MOT'd it.
So it's sweet, mate, isn't it? Sweet as a nut.
It is what it is.
I literally do not like it, yeah? I don't like it. You don't, I trust you, yeah?
Don't trust me.
No, I trust you that it's a good car. You don't need to prove it to me.
We all know what happens when you drive a car on semi-slicks in the wet.
Yeah, I thought that. Are they semi-slick tyres?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, that's because it just lit up there.
But yeah, it's just, it's funny because there's not that much to show you because it's so basic.
But it's driving all right. It's doing everything as it should. It's got a stereo delete as well. I just, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do about getting this thing home. Okay, so what do we want to do now? Do you want to go for a longer drive, or do you want to just...
I think you need to just, for the people at home, if the rain's sort of stopping, so I think over that way we are dry, so if we can just get to the dual carriageway,
have a little feel for
do
about.
one up, one back.
Okay.
Because the first two gears really don't do it justice.
Okay.
So that's when it's like a little bit low on fuel, that's what it'll do for you.
Little pop out the back there.
Big flame.
It's quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
I see what you mean, but I suppose you notice the lag more from the driver's seat than I do passenger seat.
Even scarier from the passenger seat because you can't see.
I know.
Because the wiper is in your like.
Yeah. My vision's sort of limited.
It's so funny though, man.
Yeah, that's one word.
But just imagine being in whatever you're in and then getting beaten by this.
Yeah. So the gear shifter thing.
Yeah.
Is it just, so it's got the stock gearbox, is it?
Stock gearbox, stock gear cables, and that's just like a...
just an uprated shifter?
Yeah, basically. So it brings it closer to the wheel, makes it easier to change, and then a shorter throw as well.
That's cool.
But then also makes it feel much more direct, because like front wheel drive gearboxes can be a bit floppy, can't they, sometimes?
Yeah. So the track people out there, they genuinely will probably appreciate a lot of what you've done here.
I hope so, yeah. I mean, like I say, it's not like... Not the best done in the world, but it's done, so...
Yeah. Do you know what? And strangely, I don't want to say it's better. It is better than I expected it was going to be.
You expected it to be like rattling all
I
over
thought
the
it'd
place.
be proper banger, but it actually isn't.
No. Don't worry, mate.
Hey, I feel satisfied.
Okay.
All right.
It works.
It works. It definitely drives. It drives spot on, doesn't it? It seems to anyway. I don't think I'm ever going to experience driving it.
No, really?
I don't think I'm not going to be able to drive it. I'm actually, unless we change the driver's seat.
Yeah, you could put maybe if you've got a bucket seat lying around, you can swap them over maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah, I'm done. I can't.
Okay.
I literally. I hate it. It's quick. It is quick. I'm sure everyone at home. It's a fast car, and yeah, I'm happy.
I'll save you sweating it too much.
So let's talk about the deal.
Go on. So I've paid 25 grand for it. How close can you get?
2.5 grand.
So no, when you put your story up, I asked for 6,000. No.
Yours for 6 grand. It owes me about 25, so...
You asked for 6,000. He said, "I'll take 6,000." We left it for a couple of weeks.
I was on holiday a bit drunk.
Okay. Was that when you replied to my next message? Yeah. So I sent Chris a message. I said, "Listen, if you'll take 5 grand for it, I'll come up and buy it."
Yep.
Are you happy with 5 grand?
I'm happy with 5 grand.
Really?
If you're happy with 5 grand,
I'm happy with 5 grand.
it's a deal.
Deal done. Sorted.
I hope it's as good as you. I hope it's better for you than it has been for me.
Well, yeah, no, it seems to be all right. You've done a few thousand miles in it, so it must be decent. And then from my point of view, everyone's going to be wondering what I'm going to be doing with it. I actually don't know. I think what I might do is just stick it up for sale, try and make a little bit of profit just to cover my messing around today. But if it doesn't sell, then I'll probably just break it.
I don't blame you.
Sell it to parts.
Honestly, it's because it's such a niche car. it's one of those, how do you get the most money out of it? It's so hard to say, because for the exact right person, it's worth it. But even for people who are looking at doing this swap, they don't realise how much work is entailed in doing it.
Yeah.
So they'll think they can do it for cheaper, even just doing the engine swap, but they can't.
Nah.
So like, if you wanted one of these and you understood that, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of parts in it, with a lot of value.
Yeah.
As a good base car for the right person.
We'll have to hop out of it as well to get the true weight, won't we?
Of course.
You're probably the heaviest thing in the car.
Yeah, heavier than the engine. Oh wow,
Okay.
so with me and you in it, it's 1140.
Let's get out. I'm 80 kilo. What are you, about 80 to 100?
Yeah, no, I'm more than that, mate.
Oh yeah?
And-
You're a big boy.
I've got to get off it completely, innit?
Yeah.
So then, the total weight of
Is-
the Seat Arosa is
940.
940, wow.
She's light. So it's lighter than it is standard.
So, power to weight ratio, I'll put it on the screen now.
I'll figure it out for you.
940. What's the power? 360?
360. It's pretty much.
pretty much.
It's about 380 a ton in this, something like that.
Yeah,
Which is a lot.
it is a lot. And the Bugatti Veyron is what?
500 per ton.
So it ain't far beyond Bugatti Veyron.
It's not. You could basically
The
say,
claim to fame.
for the sake of the video, you could say it's the same.
Yeah.
So after agreeing to deal with Chris, Amar kindly offered to drive the Seat home, and we got as far as the petrol station down the road, and the Seat decided to stop working. So I called Chris. Luckily, he was literally just a few minutes away, and of course came to our rescue, and quickly concluded what the problem was.
What's the conclusion, Chris?
It is the button.
It's the button,
It
yeah?
is the button, yeah. So I touched the screwdriver to the back of the cables on the button, and it started. On the back of the points on the button, it didn't start.
So we jumped in his car for a 1-minute drive down to the local Halfords to buy a new ignition switch.
Yes, it works. Sorted.
Then we headed on our way home, which was a super successful journey. Got the car back to Binker and advertised it for sale for anyone daring enough to buy it.